Washington, and they're freaking out.
Yeah, they are definitely questioning it. We can't repeat any of the comments.
Right. But here's the other part. Now there is no tip because of a technical foul being called in Washington. Now, wait. Oh, they are going to call it.
Yes.
They are going to call the tip. You wanted pandemonium to break out inside Gill. Give Washington the ball to start things off.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody score before the game started.
How do you put that down in your book? I don't know. That was one of the strangest things. Well, Appleby hits one of two.
And again, they don't announce it to the fans.
That's right. So the fans don't know. And on the toss, well, I think he kind of leaned it back towards Oregon State, it looked like, on the tip. And right now, the Beavers looking to set the tone early, but Huskies, big-time pressure defense. Josh Tarver. You know what? A great cut that time, but he was unable to come up with it, and Wallace gets the rebound. Here comes Tim Morris. Right now, he misses. So, Oregon State pushing. Lathan Wallace inside, creates the physical contact, and Wallace has got it. You know, early on, both teams just attacking. Bob, talk about for a moment Lathan Wallace. The way here's a guy in Lathan Wallace who's kind of stepped up since Kevin Mouton took over, and here we are in the first minute of the game, and he's attacking the hoop.
Yeah, he is definitely playing aggressive basketball, and he's scoring. He's gotten some nice scoring games.
So right now, Washington goes ahead, and they're going to go ahead and try and bring this up. Appleby, one to watch. He did not shoot well here last year. As Brockman called for travel. So Lathan Wallace picked up the foul last time down the floor.
And, you know, I was reminded by our truck that in '83, George Raveling, when coaching the Cougars, got a technical for warming up with his team. You know, now when working out is more in order, maybe they let it slide, but they opened up that game with technicals also.
Wow. So the Beavers get 2 free throws in that game before the tip. Now, here's how good is our staff? Did they make both the free throws? That's what we're going to ask. Here comes Wood inside, underhand scoop, ball tipped away, and Washington cold early. Wallace feeling it. He's got it. Wow.
I guess he is coming out hot.
How about Lathan Wallace, redshirting last year, so a freshman this year, and he's just doing it all. But Appleby says, you can't stop us that long. He's got 3 now.
An uncharacteristic 10-footer. That's out of his range. I didn't know if he'd make it.
That's just the point. Normally from deep. And they'll give him 2-pointers all day. I mean, that's something that Oregon State has talked about. Give him the 2. Don't take away that 3. Maury Johnson runs into a brick wall in Brockman, so it gets tipped around. And here comes Overton. Freshman out of Franklin High School. There's that 3.
There.
Oh, see, that's in his range.
That one didn't hit the net or the rim. The other one, you know, grazed the rim when it went in.
And how about that for a motion? Appleby feeling it early. He's got all 6 points for Washington, and just right in stride. Perfect form, feet together.
NBA 3, bang.
Yeah, Ryan. Now watch this though. Yeah, he's jacked up. So are all the players.
And as is the bench.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
alive too.
And we're 2:10 into this game. But that's one of the things. And Bob, I want to ask you this. You're a head coach. These are young men on both sides. Getting that emotional when it's 6-5 and you're 2:10 into a game, can that be a problem?
Well, you know, yeah, you're a little afraid to burn out, but you're never going to try and dampen enthusiasm. But you may, you know, like what happens if you get a little run, get a little lead, and they get extra exuberant, you may say, hey, it's a long game. Don't, you know, I don't think you'd say much right now with a 1-point lead, but if you ever get a little lead, and you don't want your players acting like it's over because they did something.
So right now the score is Appleby 6 and Wallace 5. That's all we got. Only 2 guys scoring right now in this game.
So it's HO to H. They're playing a horse out.
Right. This is going to probably be one of those games that just winds up like that. Could be a late 3 by those 2. They're tit for tat. Wallace, there's the first miss. And Brockman, where he always likes to be, grabbing rebounds.
If the pass was on the money, he would have had a shot.
Yeah, he would have taken it.
Sometimes it's tough to get a pass that far and have it be on the money.
Overton makes that pass to Brockman. Brockman can't finish from a couple feet. And Appleby caught that right against the glass in the rim.
I can hear the student body behind me holding their breath, though.
Seth Tarver for a moment, the leading scorer. Now brother Josh. That's what he does best.
That's what he's best at, yep. Oh.
Calvin Haynes misses.
I thought Calvin might have got away with a little offensive push to get open.
Overton finds Morris. Morris, a great pickup coming over. Oh, in the feed, and Brockman didn't make it look pretty, but he got it through.
We'll call that a semi-dunk.
And I'm talking about Morris. Here's a guy who, again, transferred after playing at Stanford for 3 years. 8 points again. Great addition to this Washington team for his leadership and his experience. They needed a very young team. Is Washington, lots of youngsters out there. But they've got big leaders like those two, Brockman and Morris, who are exchanging.
Yeah, Morris is just so solid. He just does everything well for you. He's one of those guys that's a winner. You don't notice him, and all of a sudden he's got 12 points at the end of the game and a couple steals. And plus he plays good defense.
Inside, Wallace. Nice job by Hampton just to back off, not trying to do too much.
Well, you would have thought there'd be a lot of fouls early in this game because of the things we talked about in the open about the confrontation, but it's been a very clean game so far.
One of the things the referees did get the captains together and talk to them, talk to the coaches, that they knew what was going on, and they said, look, we're going to go ahead and we're going to make sure this is tight. The referees did a good job setting the tone. Oregon State will have the ball when we return.
Are you sure this device is right for me? I don't have email. We can't track packages from the road.
Email, Daddy. Who said anything about email? Your phone is hot.
Hot. I gotta go, sweetie.
Teenage daughter, huh? Should try my guys.
Need email solutions for your small business? Turn to the real experts, Verizon Wireless. For a limited time, get the BlackBerry Pearl for just $99.99 from America's most reliable wireless network.
More coffee, princess?
Verizon Wireless.
Cougars, Ducks, tonight at 6 on FSN.
You know about Whitnell. They got a huge selection of new Nissan cars, trucks, and SUVs. New cars at used car prices. Which brings us to our used cars, an enormous inventory. Every make, every model, and every price range. Hey, and right now during our used car blowout, you'll save like never before. At Whitnell Nissan in Albany.
This month on Comcast, bigger burgers, better barbecue, badder ride. Ready to hit the road? Diners, drive-ins, and dives. Monday nights at 10 on Food Network. Comcast Channel 66. Combine one no-nonsense chef, a maxed-out team of cooks, and the most discriminating clientele. You get The Heat. Thursdays at 10:30 on Fine Living. See who gets grilled next. Comcast Channel 184. Things are cooking on Comcast.
A good one heating up here inside Gill as Washington holds the lead. But you know what? You like lots of great Pac-10 action. How about this? Number 21 Washington State versus Oregon. That's going to follow our broadcast. And then as you see, College Hoops Northwest wraps it all up tonight. Of course, Washington State looking for their first win down in Mac Court since 1995. Let's take a look at something happening a little earlier.
All right, watch this pick and roll. One way to defend it is to push up and let your guard go through. I'm not sure that's exactly what they're trying to do. I don't like that play because what you end up doing is setting a double pick for the guard sometimes, which happened right there. We'll see the next pick and roll if that's the way the team is playing it or if Omari just made a mistake.
So on the inbounds, we've got a foul called, and it's going to be against Matthew Bryan Ammoning, as he has just come into the game. Ammoning has just come into the game. Picked up his first. Calvin Haynes, soft with the right hand. And how about that? So a nice step forward. Marcel Jones in for the first time. And also we've got Ricky Clinton. A lot of changes. In fact, they brought in 4 new bodies, did the Beavers. Outside, Quincy Pondexter with it.
Calvin Haynes came in and did a great job on Derek Lowe the other night again with Washington State. He just came in the game. He's guarding Appleby now, so I'm sure he was sent in there to stop that scoring. There he helps out a little bit, and you can't do that. But you know what? It was a switch, and Carter was on Appleby. Carter tried to help a little on the drive. He wasn't as aware of him.